This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Invercargill's Transport World unveils its first in New Zealand Dig This attraction. A Queenstown restaurant shined at the Cuisine New Zealand Good Food Awards in Auckland. And the latest exhibition at Dunedin Public Library is asking the public to judge a book by its cover. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Southlanders and visitors to Southland with a hankering to get their hands on the controls of some heavy machinery will get their chance come October.
That's Lex Chisholm is the proud new manager of this empty site on Otapuni Ave in Invercargill. He's in the process of converting it into a heavy equipment playground for all ages.
It's just people and machines. It's quite exciting. It's ranked number 2 attraction in Las Vegas out of about 270 attractions there. I think it's really, really exciting. It's something pretty cool for New Zealand and especially for Invercargill, yeah.
The idea is new to New Zealand, but similar to a Las Vegas attraction where people get the chance to dig and smash their way through obstacles or test their skills by picking up basketballs and tyres. Chisholm says there will be 15 heavy machines on site for customers to operate, ranging from the biggest of bulldozers to machinery for children.
They can play on little 1.5 tonne diggers to right up to a 20 tonne digger and smash cars if they want to. There's something there for everyone. Bulldozers to play on is just dig holes and fill them in and just have a lot of fun.
Because the idea is so unusual, Chisholm says it's been hard to get the consent required.
No one's tried to do this before in New Zealand, so it's new. No one's really done it, so we're just sort of working through the different processes to get there, which has been taken quite a while to get done.
Dig This officially opens on the 2nd of October, and I've already got my eye on some heavy machinery. I'm Sharon Rees for The South Today. 3 men have been charged with firearm offences by Western Southland Police in relation to shootings incidents in July. Senior Sergeant Pete Graham said that a ute occupied by young males shot a pet goat as well as an outhouse at a remote hut in Roellen. Shots were also fired at another hut, scaring the occupants. Following police investigations, 3 17-year-old local Riverton men have been arrested and will appear in the Invercargill District Court next week. A Queenstown restaurant was a winner at the Cuisine New Zealand Good Food Awards in Auckland on Monday evening. Frankton's Amersfield Bistro and Winery won the Innovation Award at the hospitality industry's biggest awards night of the year. Mina Amso gave the chef a call.
This award-winning Manuka smoked Cadrona lamb dish is one of a number of extravagant dishes on the Amersfield menu. Cooking a different style of cuisine, often with less well-known ingredients, may have been the reason for the restaurant's win at the Cuisine Good Food Awards Gala, according to executive chef Vaughan Maybe.
I haven't seen my team yet after the awards, but I think they'll be pretty happy with that we brought home a nice award like that. Really focus on getting better and better.
Maybe sees the inspiration for his dishes comes from the land.
And living in Central Otago, I'm really inspired by the land, and I'm a pig hunter. And my food kind of pretty much from my heart and the land around us. Like when we're walking, we come up with what we're going to do from looking outside, and we try to create our food in a way that the kids kind of feels that they were there where the food came from. And that's not just in the flavour and the products we use, it's kind of like the plating techniques and stuff that we do. It really looks like it's from the land.
He says his ever-changing restaurant menu is a challenge, but that's where the innovation comes from.
We don't have dishes that are on the menu for long, so we only do a tasting menu here at Amersfield, and it's constantly changing every day. So when a guest enters the restaurant, there's no menu, and they never know what they're eating. We change it, little parts of it or the base of it, and parts of the dish are always changing with the season. We basically only use stuff from the Otago region, so it's all about the season and the weather, and if we can pick this type of garnish in the morning, or we can't because it's got snow all over the ground, then we have to go back and use things that we've preserved or pickled from the last season to make the dish work again. So it can be quite difficult, but it really shows, it makes the food true.
Maybe competed against 100 restaurants on what is considered to be one of the biggest nights of the year for the hospitality industry. Mina Amso, The South Today.
GoBus has admitted an error in judgment allowing a driver to return to work the day after a bus and a youth ended up in a ditch in Karatane. However, the bus company denies the medical event the driver suffered behind the wheel the next day was related to the earlier crash. GoBus Operations Director Nigel Piper says it was an unfortunate coincidence that the driver suffered a medical event behind the wheel the following day. The latest exhibition at Dunedin Public Library is asking the public to judge a book by its cover. The Reed Gallery exhibition, Plain to Ornate, explores centuries of books from publisher A.H. Reed's personal collection.
This 19th century cloth-bound Shakespeare volume was owned by New Zealand publisher A.H. Reed, but its real significance is in the way it is put together. I'm Roselle LeBone. Back when I was reading these Shakespeare volumes in high school days, I never really thought that it could be what was on the outside that counted, but that's the business of Reed Rare Books librarian Julian Smith here at the Dunedin City Library.
I came into librarianship on the cataloguing side of things, and that entailed describing a lot of book bindings from the point of view of materiality and also decoration on the bindings.
Before the 1820s, books were predominantly handmade, but that changed in Victorian times with the onset of mechanised book production.
The history of bookbinding is very much tied in with the history of printing itself, which began in the West about the year 1450. Bookbindings in the handpress era were individually handcrafted items.
A.H. Reed's collection begins with 700-year-old Bibles bound in Moroccan leather to the emergence of marbled paper, and also has books from early last century produced by Dunedin-based bookbinder Mary Eleanor Joachim. The religious works on display are a testament to Reed's enduring Methodist faith.
Mr. Reed was a very devout man. Bibles, both in printed form and manuscript form, were his chief interest.
English-born Reed moved to New Zealand as a young man and made his name in publishing. Known for his healthy lifestyle, he walked the length of New Zealand in the early 1960s, aged 85, and died at the age of 100 in 1975. Smith says the collection has been well attended, and while publishing techniques may have changed, the exhibition, showing until October, proves the love of beautifully bound books lives on. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, Dunedin's Otago Museum is buzzing with school science projects this week, and hundreds of Invercargill children dressed up as superheroes today in the primary school netball tournament.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Hi, welcome back to Alex Campbell Menswear. Check out our fantastic knitwear selection. 25% off. Possum, merino possum, pure wools, wool mixes. Some of them are even New Zealand made. 25% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
We're a 25 Moray place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
Welcome back. Dunedin's Otago Museum is buzzing with school science projects this week. The South Today checked out a few of the 270 entries that have come in from around schools in Dunedin.
Otago Museum's Hutton Theatre is currently packed with a large range of science projects from 27 different schools. Otago Science and Technology Fair convener Stephen Sexton said there were lots of prizes up for grabs, some easily worth $100.
Everybody was seen today by 2 judges, where it was 3 to 5 minutes of what would you doing, why were you doing it, and just giving some general information. And then those judges will go off and award a pool of money. And then we have independent judges who'll come in this afternoon and tomorrow, and the students won't be here, but they'll just go through all the displays, looking for displays in their interest areas, and they'll award as they see fit for whatever they see fit to whoever they see fit.
Donald Trump had better look out because Isaac Randall has made a robot that turns Twitter statements into a rap verse.
So it's a robot that can take Twitter feed from the social media Twitter and turn it into a rap. So it can rap it with a phrase at the start and the end. And it also puts a beat behind it so it can sound like a proper rap. So at the moment it can do direct messages and Twitter and tweets.
And Bill Campbell has made a challenge that takes the beep test, a 20-metre shuttle run that becomes increasingly faster, and turns it into a fun game.
I was kind of elaborating on one of my previous projects where they ran between the lines to see how fast they could go. But also it makes sense because I just thought the beep test is just always so hard and boring.
The Otago Science and Technology Fair is on display at the Otago Museum until Sunday. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Hundreds of Year 6 netball enthusiasts took part in the annual primary school netball tournament at Invercargill's ILT Stadium today. To add to the sense of occasion, players dressed as their favourite superhero. The South Today's Wonder Woman, Sharon Rees, was there.
Players in the St Teresa's primary school netball team from Invercargill were more than happy to show off their Wonder Woman gear at this year's Southland Primary School netball tournament. 35 Year 6 teams from 30 schools donned superhero-themed outfits for the tournament run by Netball South. Teams travelled from as far as Queenstown for the tournament, the Tokanui Primary one of those really getting into the spirit of dress-up. There were Supermen and other characters on every court in Stadium Southland, as well as the courts in the velodrome. Organisers said the superhero theme reminded the children to have fun rather than focusing on competition. I'm Sharon Rees for the South Today.
In Balclutha, the South Otago Theatrical Society has spent the past 4 months getting ready for its 50th Jubilee show. For the show's director, this production has been a long time coming in more ways than one.
The South Otago Theatrical Society will celebrate its 50th Jubilee show this year, and Robin Gardner, for the very first time in her 40-year history with the Society, will be taking on the role as director.
No, I was assistant director for Bruce Martin, a professional director, when he came down 10 years ago and did a similar sort of show. And so, yeah, this was the next step up, was to co-direct it with my husband and have a go at doing it ourselves.
The 53-year-old has been involved with the Society as both a performer and a choreographer over the past 40-odd years, but this will be the first time that she has truly taken the reins to tell people what to do and where to be.
Very challenging. There's a lot of decisions. I'm good with the creative side, but there's lots of decisions like lighting and sound and costume and things that they add into there. But it was a really good learning curve. Lots of challenges.
The Jubilee show, titled 50 Curtain Calls, will be a celebration of all of the performances that the Society has put on in the past.
Looking back over the years, some of the main shows that we've done, and we tried to accumulate all the best bits so that it takes people who have been in shows in the past sort of down memory lane so they can have a look at all the shows that we've done and have just a wee taste of each one. Wizard of Oz, Little Shop of Horrors, Jesus Christ Superstar, and some of the kids' ones are Annie and Oliver, so hopefully it will appeal to everybody.
The show will be staged as part of its Jubilee celebration weekend starting this Saturday, and then the rest of the performances will begin next Wednesday through to the final Saturday on the 19th.
I love shows that have a big cast. There's nothing quite like it. So it's a big family, you would say. We've been working on it since May, so that's 3.5 months with these people, so it does become like a second family.
Mrs. Gardner is excited for the show and says it will be a compilation of many things that will bring together acting, song, dance and special effects for an evening of nostalgia, laughter and enjoyment.
A great variety, lots of colour, and yeah, as I said, the technology I think will blow people away with what's available these days.
I'm Samuel White for The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, an Austrian record company is holding a festival for New Zealand recording artists in Dunedin, and a young man in Alexandra hopes to become a prince at the Alexandra Blossom Festival.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Jaredor.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now. They will love you forever.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte, and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
Autumn is here. Too late to sow grass seed, but never fear. Ready Lawn is here. Ready Lawn, your perfect all year round solution. Call Ready Lawn today.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Tane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Hi, welcome back to Alex Campbell Menswear. Check out our fantastic knitwear selection. 25% off. Possum from Reno Possum. Pure wools, wool mixes. Some of them are even New Zealand made. 25% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product, and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
This week's documentary is Kraftwerk, the robotic band from Düsseldorf. Wednesday 7:30, Friday 8:30.
Welcome back. An Austrian-based record company is holding a festival for its New Zealand recording artists in Dunedin. Zella Records is only a few years old, but the man behind it has been a fan of New Zealand and particularly Dunedin music since the late 1980s. Daryl Baser caught up with Arno Loeffler over a coffee.
Taking time to show his daughter the sights. But this trip is a work and play affair for Austrian record label owner and New Zealand music fan Arno Loeffler. This weekend, Dunedin's Crown Hotel is set to host Zellafest, which Loeffler explains came about after a conversation with one of the bands on the Zella label.
One of the things about Zella is that I'm in Europe and my artists are here, and so we hardly get to see each other, which is a bit sad. So I decided to come to Dunedin once more with my daughter this time, and three of my friends were kind enough to organise this festival for all of us.
Loeffler has been a fan of Dunedin music since first hearing a Flying Nun compilation in the late 1980s. And he made his first pilgrimage to Dunedin in either the late 80s or the early 1990s.
We walked to the Empire and, we were just hoping to maybe see the occasional concert, and what happened was all our idols were lined up at the bar having a beer.
Sandra Bell is one of the many musicians Loeffler encountered in Dunedin on his visits here.
Yeah, Arno's an old friend of mine. I met him in Dunedin in the 80s, and I ended up going to Berlin and living in his room in Zellerstrasse.
She's travelled to Dunedin from her home in Auckland, especially to take part in Zellafest, and says it's been a long while since she's played live.
Oh yeah, it was a year ago actually that I played. It was when I was back in Berlin. I did a gig. Yeah. So yes, it has been a while. A year. So long. How did that happen?
Arno Loeffler says Zella's current project is a second compilation of Robbie Burns' poetry, set to music by New Zealand recording artists, which is being crowdfunded via the Boosted site. There are two shows at Zellafest this Saturday, one beginning at 2 p.m. and another starting at 8 p.m, with 13 musicians and bands split between the two shows. Wellington band Marinefill feature, along with Dunedin's Jay Clarkson, who's playing with a full band, along with Robert Scott, Chris Hazelwood, Seafog and Francisca Griffin, who are set to shine amongst a sea of stars. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
A young man in Alexandra is going to prove that gender stereotypes are a thing of the past. 17-year-old Jeff Afan is hoping to win the crown of this year's Blossom Festival as a prince. The South Today went to Alexandra to ask the organisers, plus the regal young man himself, what it was all about.
Just a bit of fun really. Like, we're not worried about the gender politics side of things. We just thought, the rule didn't say anything about not having a prince. So we thought, why not? We'll see if we can go. It started out as a bit of a joke, and as time went on, we're like, actually, why don't we have a prince? And then, as it all worked out, Jeff put his hand up and he was keen to get into it. So it's definitely not a political statement. We just thought this would be a bit of fun for us to do in the community.
60 years of Blossom Festival Princesses. We had all the former queens back last year to celebrate our anniversary. And I suppose Blossom Festival's moving with the times. After all, the competition is about young people in this community and how they can best represent Alexandra and Central Otago and themselves. And there are two genders of young people in this town, so in 2017 we welcome our first Prince.
It would really boost my confidence, which would really help me towards public speaking and interacting with other people, and yeah, meeting other people.
I'm sure Jeff will come out and shine on the day and give the young women a run for their money.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Visitors to Invercargill's Transport World will be able to get their hands on heavy machinery this October at the new Dig This attraction. Franklin's Amosville Bistro and Winery has won the Innovation Prize at the Good Food Awards in Auckland. And the Reed Gallery exhibition Playing to Ornate is exploring centuries of books from publisher A.H. Reed's personal collection. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville.
Yes, hi. Well, we'll have news of Materia Ture resigning just this evening as co-leader of the Greens.
It's definitely a shock.
It is a shock. She of course lives Waitati, locally here. Yes, so we've also got an editorial on this subject. So look out for those stories. DCC story, the U-turn on ID fashion funding. Looked like they were going to pull the funding, but looks like it's back on again. And from court, a former St John's ambulance officer was up for sentencing after molesting 2 male cadets some years ago. I thought I should mention the arts page tomorrow. Lots on it, all sorts. Film festival, talking about a film there with long, strong Middlemarch and local connections. A cellist, art exhibitions in Wanaka, Cromwell and Queenstown reviewed, and so on and so forth.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Phil. Thank you for that, and looking forward to reading the arts. And now look at what's happening in the weather tomorrow.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silberhorn Sportsval.
Looking at the situation, a depression will move away from the southern South Island tomorrow, bringing some showers and rain. Clearing weather on Friday as the southwesterlies ease and a fine weekend ahead. To the southern outlook, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden, you're all sitting at 10 degrees and can expect rain later on, To the central outlook, Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka are all 11 and some cloud and light southwesterlies. Tiana is 10 with rain later on. To the northern outlook, Oamaru and Timaru can expect light winds, mostly fine and 12 degrees. Amarama and Twizel have light southwesterly, some cloud and 11 degrees. Here in Dunedin tonight, fine with some cloud with an overnight low of 5 degrees. Tomorrow has sunny periods and high cloud with moderate westerly winds, some rain developing in the evening, 11 and 5. And on Friday, rain clearing late in the day with fresh, cool southwest to southwesterly winds, 11 and 5. And in Invercargill tonight, cloud increasing with showers developing with an overnight low of 7 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy with rain easing late in the day, fresh, cool southwesterly winds, 11 and 6 degrees. Showers are clearing and sunny periods increasing on Friday with fresh, cool southwesterlies decreasing, 10 and 5 degrees. That's our news for this Wednesday. For the latest news from the Southern region, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. From the South Today team, ka kite anō, good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.